All of the specimens that you've seen so far have been older than the Rocky Mountains. They were all fossilized on a topography that we now no longer have. The Rocky Mountains came up, and as they came up in southwestern Wyoming, they kind of boxed southwestern Wyoming in, and it became the site of a huge freshwater lake. This huge freshwater lake we call Lake Gosut. And around the shorelines of this lake, we had palm trees. And this is a palm frond right behind me, together with a number of fossil fish. This palm frond would have blown off a tree growing along the shore of the lake, settled out in Lake Gosut, and then been fossilized right alongside of the fish that were also living in Lake Gosut. Lake Gosut was huge, and it had no fewer than 22 different genera of fossil fish within it, an unknown number of turtles, 2 forms of alligators, and a whole group of mammals all the way around living on the shore. All of these are fossilized in southwestern Wyoming. So this is part of a group of fossils that we have that are related to a time 50 million years ago, after the building of the Rocky Mountains. We are really lucky at Western Wyoming Community College to have a cast of one of the finest turtles ever found in our state. This is a soft-shelled turtle and is what we call a trionychid turtle. Their descendants live in the southeast part of the United States still today, where it's subtropical. We have a baby one right down here. And when you come to see this, I want you to look really closely at this little bitty one, because you will see a punch mark right there, a second punch mark right there, and a third punch mark right here. Those punch marks were made by the teeth of another kind of animal. And that animal was one of the alligators that also lived in Lake Gosut 50 million years ago that predated upon the turtles. And those teeth marks in the little bitty turtle correspond to an alligator about 2 times this length, maybe a little longer, but that corner of the jaw where you have exactly the tooth spacing that would match the punctures in the little baby turtle. So you kind of got to watch for that. You have to get up close and have a look at it. You can do it. But they correspond to alligator teeth. We are now in the middle of the Western Wyoming Community College Natural History Museum. And in this we have a series of rotating displays so that anytime you should come here, the display may be different than what you see at the moment. At the moment we happen to have fossils of southwest Wyoming. And here we have some of our fossil mammals. We happen to have a fossil fish or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. We happen to have some jawbones of what we call titanotheres. Titanotheres are extinct today, but if we had them around, they would remind you of a cross between a rhinoceros and a hippopotamus, but be larger than an elephant. And so we have those fossilized here as well. At the moment, we have an exhibit on John Wesley Powell, as well as coal, and as well as a number of other kinds of fossils that you will see here. And if you're a youngster, we happen to have dinosaur bones you can touch and feel and see. A chunk of a great big Apatosaurus leg bone. So we have rotating displays here. At other times, we will have archaeology of southwest Wyoming and Indian artifacts of a variety of kinds. We also have had in the past exhibits on Easter Island, the natives of New Guinea, and a whole variety of other topics. So they'll be different almost every year you arrive. One of the best kept secrets in all of Rock Springs is the Widener African Wildlife Museum. This is also at Western Wyoming Community College. And Roger and Jean Widener donated a tremendous collection of hunted African wildlife specimens. Obviously, we've got lions, we've got water buffalo, we have elephants, and a whole variety of smaller mammals that have been preserved here in this particular museum. And it's a true example of African ecology. And here we have it in Rock Springs, Wyoming. I'd like to introduce you to both the newest and the oldest member of the Western Wyoming Community College family. This happens to be a replica of an Easter Island statue. We call them Moai, M-O-A-I. And we had this one built by about 20 years ago, and we experimented in moving it upright, as you see it here, with 25 students, 1-inch hemp rope, log rollers, and we moved it upright some 150 feet in the space of 2 minutes rolling time, using only 25 people. And this represents the last exhibit that we happen to have on campus, and I hope that you've kind of enjoyed your visit here. It's not often you get a chance to see a wildlife museum, fossils of all sorts, dinosaurs, and an experiment that was run for Nova, moving a Moai upright for the first time. We hope you will come and visit Western Wyoming Community College and all its diversity of exhibits. We also hope that you will come and visit the landscape of Wyoming as well. We have tremendous variety here, both in terms of what you can see on the campus and what you can see outside of the campus. Enjoy.